Here to perform our national anthem, please welcome award-winning, multi-platinum country music icon and star of the upcoming Fox series Monarch, Trace Adkins.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
The search is over. The most comprehensive oval scoring solution is here. Featuring oval playoffs, adjust drivers per round, custom number of rounds, custom playoff points, provisionals, optional win and you're in, custom playoff displays, rookie championships, optional minimum participation, and load those results in seconds. Visit extremescoring.info today.
Racing isn't easy, but experiencing it is. iRacing puts you in the driver's seat with the industry's leading sim racing game. Drive on laser scan replicas of the greatest racing circuits from around the world. Go head-to-head against other drivers chosen by skill-based matchmaking to ensure competitive racing at every level. Compete across all your favorite series. In officially licensed cars, engineered to deliver the most accurate driving experience possible. Join a race or host your own with players from across the globe. Race against the computer or in a league with friends. Feel the thrill behind the wheel. Visit iRacing.com.
From Mordor to Hogwarts to Gotham, the nerds have come together to create a show for nerds by nerds. Join nerds doing nerd things as they talk about all things nerdy. Stay up to date on the show by liking the Nerds Doing Nerd Things Facebook page.
RICMOTECH, high-performance sim racing equipment. There's only one place to go, RICMOTECH.com.
The following is an All-Star 15 TV production.
Hello, race fans, and welcome to Pocono Raceway for the first race in the playoffs for the XMS RICMOTECH Xfinity Series. We've grabbed the 12 best drivers. We're putting them in a playoff scenario where after 2 races, we're cutting it down to 8, and after another 2 races, we're cutting it down to 4. But tonight, we start that journey all the way to crown a champion. And there they are, right on the tower. You can see it right there. Everybody in red are your playoff drivers. Thank you for tuning in. Hit that like button, subscribe, follow. Once again, glad to have you all here. But before we go in any further, let's talk about the wonderful broadcast partner I have every Wednesday evening, except last week, unfortunately. It is Mike Campigio.
AJ, glad to be back here after last week. I'm glad to be back with everybody watching at home. Yeah, AJ, you guys had a very interesting regular season finale happened last Wednesday at Talladega. Now we have our playoff drivers for 12 contenders. So I'm looking forward to see what's going to happen in race number 1 here at Pocono.
Yeah, for the most part, we're looking at those qualifying times on the left side of the screen as we just went checkered here in qualifying. Very close times between everybody, Mike, and that's really got me excited to how we're going to have tonight's race as gridding for the race has started. So let's bring you our starting lineup from Pocono Raceway, race number 1 of the playoffs. Let's see who we got here. Alan Fox going to start on pole, Daniel Krim outside pole. Then in row number 2, you have Paul Irving and Ed Morris Jr., Kyle Miller and Gary Wells in row 3. Row 4 has Michael Thwaites and Austin Albritton. And in row 5, rounding out that top 10, Bryce Senizak and Dennis Ansman. Mike, take us the rest of the way, pal.
All right, let's do that. In 11th place, we got Joe Torres. 12th place, Nate Orlowski. 13th is Connor Coleman. 14th, Brian Wasserman. 15th, Joshua Vidal. And 16th, in last place, rounding out the field, is Kyle Miller.
So that's where we're starting here this evening. Let's get talking to our pole sitter, the driver of the number 73. See if we can get a word with Alan Fox. Alan Fox, DJ and Mike in the booth. You got a copy, pal?
Yep. How are you guys?
Congratulations on the pole here this evening. How are you faring? How are you going to fare here at Pocono? Because I think I read something earlier where you don't like this place or this place doesn't like you, but yet you're on the pole?
Yeah, I'm kind of surprised I made that stick. I got one off into 1 on the first lap and got real loose, and the tires fall off so fast, even in qualifying. Usually the second lap slower, so I'll take it. But yeah, historically this and the Brickyard aren't my best tracks. I always end up screwing up one of the corners.
All right, dude. Well, we have a stage caution at that lap 30 mark. Maybe we'll get to talk to you there. Maybe we'll get to talk to you as a podium driver. Good luck and have fun there.
I hope so. I'm just going to drive it hard and see what the tires do. So if it's entertaining, I hope that's what everybody sees tonight.
You know, I like that. I like that. Making sure that everybody at home has a good view of what's going on. Good luck, my friend.
Thanks, man.
Mike, let's kind of break down the points since we're being held a little bit on pit road while we're still waiting for people to hit the track. But there you go. All 12 of your drivers in red are playoff drivers. And that cutoff is going to be between Kyle Zimmer and Gary Wells. But if you're Senizak, Torres, or even Fox, you're sitting pretty happy right now. After that, with Krim, Thwaites, Miller, Zimmer, you're nervous. And if you're Wells, Coleman, Vidal, or Ansman, you're in a very much a must perform this week and next week at Iowa.
I agree with that, AJ. And if you have not a good race tonight, yeah, you're going to be looking at must-win situation possibly next week at Iowa if you don't do as hot tonight.
And we do lock our race winner into the next round if they're a playoff driver. But let's look at those team championship standings. Primetime Motorsports with a very commanding lead with 1,013 points. Spartan Esports with 895. Warrior Enterprises with 834. Southern Havoc Gaming with 587. Royalty Motorsports with 267. ACR with 224. And Gillum Motorsports with 151. We've started moving out on the racetrack. Mike, give us a quick rundown of Pocono Past.
Well, AJ, let's do this real quick. Season 18, race number 15 on the season was 90 laps like tonight's race. We had 9 leaders for 14 lead changes, 1 caution for 3 laps. The pole and the race win was won by Alan Dobbs, who led 46 out of 90 laps in that race. Season number 16 was race number 14 on the season. Same track length amount, 90 laps. 8 leaders for 12 lead changes, 4 cautions for 12 laps. Pole was won by Nicholas Vorman, who led 32 out of 90 laps, and the winner was GT Hawkins, who led 29 laps. Then finally, season number 15, race number 11 on the season was 89 laps. That had 5 leaders for 8 lead changes, 6 cautions for 16 laps. And the pole and the race win was won by Cameron Hurd, who led 62 out of the 89 laps, AJ.
And just a breakdown of how tonight's race is going to go. 90 laps, 225 miles. That stage caution at lap 30. 5 sets of tires. Looking for a fuel run anywhere between 20 to 25. Pace car is off. And green flag in the air. We are a go for the playoffs here at the XMS RICMOTECH Xfinity Series.
Already going 3 wide toward the back. Kyle Miller looking underneath Joshua Vidal back there. Has a little bit of 3 wide move back there. And they made it all work. We're going to set ourselves up for the tunnel turn, AJ.
Yeah, it's going to be sketchy. Last night, it wasn't as hectic as we've seen in past. But yeah, going 2x2 and possibly 3x3 through that tunnel turn is very sketchy, as you see some of the drivers kind of back out, making sure that they aren't going side by side through that tunnel turn.
What's very interesting to watch tonight in these Xfinity cars is it's a lot easy to overdrive the corners. As Paul Irvin and Bryce Senzek had a moment off of turn 3. We're fanning out here on the front straightaway, AJ.
Yeah, we're fanning out a lot faster than we did last night, as you see the 29 of Torres to the inside of the 48 and the 12. As there goes Senzek as well, as he is really loose through one.
Yeah, he didn't seem like he had a good handling car here to start, and he's losing positions left and right.
Sorry about all the paint schemes trying to reshuffle. We had a couple drivers join late, so I want to make sure that their paint schemes are getting produced. And it looks like Bossman is running a very generic kind of teal and white Chevy Camaro.
And like I assume you guys talked about last night on the broadcast, the playoff drivers are highlighted. Last night they were highlighted in blue, but tonight these guys are highlighted in red.
Yes.
on their cars. So
yep, the spoilers, the wing, right above the windshield, and even on the ticker on your screen.
We are just a few laps into this, AJ. Do you want to tell our viewers at home who you and I picked tonight, and you want to reference what we did for the postseason here?
Well, for the postseason, when we're picking drivers, we have to pick a playoff driver. Tonight, I chose the 48 of Paul Irvin. It looks like he's already got significant rear end damage, so that could be the issue at why he's going backwards. Mike, who did you pick?
I took playoff driver Michael Thwaites. He ran pretty good last night in the Truck Series, and thinking he's going to have a good night tonight here to start up the playoffs off strong on both series.
Yeah, Michael Thwaites is already up a position early on in tonight's race in that 6th spot, but we mentioned Paul Irvin. He is going backwards and backwards in a hurry. There is a lot of damage on that left rear.
I'm pretty sure that is from contact with him and Bryce Senzak, who had a moment there, and he just glitched out right there. So, looks like he's back now. But it looks like, yeah, they made contact on turn 3, lap number 1. I think that's where that damage is from.
Let's see if we can go back and get a look at that. Wow.
Early playoff drama, and he's gonna need that stage caution to get all that damage fixed.
Yeah, well, they will have to pit in this first stage.
They will, yes.
And if he pits anywhere in the vicinity of 10 to 15 seconds of the race leader, he won't go a lap down. But at that point, are you going to want to repair any of that damage, as he's right in front of the 57 of Brian Wasserman? But
if I was him, AJ, I would wait till the stage caution to fix your damage, because, man, I'm pitting under green and trying to do that. You're going to go down multiple laps. So if you could ride it out to the stage caution, that's what I would do.
Yeah, as long as it's not a meatball where you're being forced to fix your car, you should be fine to do it under caution. But you're seeing Torres, Ed Morris, and the 12 of Thwaites getting really good runs out of the turn as Irvin's in the wall again, and that's going to put Wasserman to his inside.
Yeah, that damage is struggling, that 48 right now.
Kind of run us down what that 48's probably feeling, because it looks like it's all aero messed up.
Well, he's going to be very loose probably going into the corner, and then he's going to be very tight coming out of the corner. And especially if he's got dirty air all around him. Yeah, that's not going to be fun for Paul right now.
Yeah, as we're on board with Paul right now, heading through that tunnel turn, he's going to let Austin Albritton go. As I say that, he's going to try to cross him over coming out of the tunnel turn, and does a great job with doing it. The 69 and Nate Orlowski, with his computer issues before the race, not able to get a lot of practicing, but doing pretty good, holding on to that 14th place position as he's going to gain laps. I wouldn't be surprised if we see that 69 just get faster and faster.
And what you guys probably saw last night on the broadcast here with the trucks, you're going to see these guys, and same thing in the Xfinity Series, you're going to see these guys break up into multiple packs, and they're going to be very much separated as we go a long green flag run here at Pocono.
Which we had long green flag runs all last night long. I think we had 2 cautions, one for the stage and then one for an incident. And I wouldn't be surprised if we're right around that same tonight. But Alan Fox, 8 laps, coming to 8 laps in, pulling away from Kyle Zimmer.
I was going to say, too, with that thing from last night, too, what we kind of talked about in the team chat last night is that restart after the stage caution was either going to feel like either this is going to be the last restart of the race, or this is going to be caution-spree cautions, because everybody's going to be like, okay, I need to make passes happen now.
And that's kind of what happened. People were trying to make moves as fast as possible, and I think it was Ben Corson who got mixed up in it. And as we saw last night, he went almost headfirst into the inside wall.
I will be interested to see, AJ, who is the first one to make the strategy call here. As I mean, these guys should be coming up on green flag pit stops here, starting around lap 13, 14, 15, because I pitted last night about lap 15 and was able to split the first stage of 15 and 15, and we were able to get one of our teammates who was in the playoffs at the time, Ben Corson, some stage points to help him in his playoff hunt. Yeah. So I'm very curious to see who's going to be the first one down.
Honestly, if our math is right and our numbers are correct, the window's open now. You can go about 22 to 25 laps on fuel. So technically the window is open right now. And hello, everybody. Hit that like button, subscribe, follow Ryan. Funny. Sounds like TJ when you say that. Is it 3 turns or 6 turns? And he said, AJ jinxed Paul. Way to go, AJ. I didn't jinx Paul.
I mean, we did.
Kind of jinxed Paul.
I was going to say, that our picks came out after the green flag, so that's technically not a jinx.
But you can see Alan Fox is just setting sail a 1.5 seconds plus over Kyle Zimmer in second. Then you have to go about a 0.5 second back to Joe Torres. 7.5 tenths to Ed Morris. 3 tenths to Michael Thwaites, and then Gary Wells in 6th. Daniel Krim trying to stop the bleeding here. He's -5. In 7th, 8th, it's Bryce Senezak. 9th, it's Kyle Miller. And 10th, it's Joshua Vidal. And your biggest mover of the race so far is that number 5 of Kyle Miller.
Have to see what Kyle's going to be able to do tonight. I mean, starting as far back as he did, and he's in line to get stage points right now, but have to see what happens here once we get past the stage caution and see if we can get some track position.
No, we are not in Long Pond, New York. Long Pond, Pennsylvania, up in the Pocono Mountains. I love everybody just taking shots at me for something I said 2.5 years ago.
See, Krim lost another position there to Bryce Senzak. Bryce is starting to get back what he lost there on the first few laps of the race.
Yeah, and Bryce is about to be in plus territory if he can get by Gary Wells. Bryce, our points leader coming into tonight's races. We'll bring it back up so everybody can see at home. By a pretty good margin, almost 30 points over the cut line. That's gotta feel really good for Bryce.
Mm-hmm. He just needs to have a solid 2 races, and he should be fine to go to the next round.
Well, next week we go to something completely different than Pocono Raceway with Iowa Raceway. It's gonna be fun to see these drivers try to transition from such a big racetrack with 3 different turns to a 0.75 mile, 3/4 of a mile racetrack that is very much multi-grooved.
Oh yeah, short track tempers, playoff cut line intensity. You better tune in next week on Tuesday and Wednesday night, AJ.
And maybe we'll see something like Ricky Stenhouse and Kyle Busch.
I mean, now those guys can get out of that track. You know, you're not. It's not North Wilkesboro where you have to sit there and wait for somebody.
There's the 09 of Senezak. You have Gary Wells. But that Gary Wells. Yeah, Gary Wells right behind him. Then Daniel Krim all under a blanket here. As Senezak is now back into positive territory. But back up front, Joe Torres, Kyle Zimmer. Let's go back and take a look at that pass. Going down into turn number 1, you see the 29 of Joe Torres. Just getting a really good entry into 1 as the 25 of Zimmer kind of squirrely through the center and on exit.
Looks like Joe's got a little bit stronger car here in the long run, and those two are teammates, so that could help a little bit.
Yeah, Caleb, that W is some good stuff. I had my Dragonade this morning, which is watermelon, guava, and lime. And I love it. Every single day I throw a different powder. I got that dub sauce probably for tomorrow. Use code AS15TV to save 10% on all your orders. But check out all our sponsors in the description. Falcon Grafix, the Nerds Doing Nerd Things podcast, the Wrestling with Nerds podcast, the Drinking Bros Facebook page, Regeneration Sports Network, obviously Dubby, the All-Star Sports Report. Mike, can't wait to listen to your episode on Friday when you guys kind of break down what's basically been going on in the sports world.
Oh, yes, AJ. We'll be very interested to see what we'll talk about on Friday. Everybody tune in for that. But AJ, pit stops. Lap number 16 on the board. Here we go.
At Gary Wells, Kyle Miller, Joshua Vidal, and Dennis Ansman all hitting pit road. Splitting the stage in half.
And with the green flag pit stops here, you're not really at a risk of going a lap down fully unless you're trying to think like 25 to 30 seconds behind the leader. Then you're at risk for going a lap down.
Yeah, absolutely. And this is right now, you do not want to speed, as all four drivers are now leaving pit road while Alan Fox is coming out of turn number 3, keeping it up on the racetrack. And the last couple laps, Joe Torres has been about a tenth faster than Alan Fox. As here comes Wasserman and Orlowski now hitting pit road. Mike, how difficult or easy was it to get down to pace speed coming off at turn 3 here?
It wasn't too crazy, AJ. I think it was pretty easy to get down to pit road last night when I was in the truck. So, not expecting too many issues here. As we saw, Washman looks like he went over his pit box.
Yeah, pit box.
Yeah, but I'm not expecting too many issues tonight from these guys. But, they may, when that last pit stop comes under green, who knows? Can you try to get everything that you can get? You may just overdo it just a little bit.
And I think we're about to see the 73. Nope. Thought we were.
Ed Morris is coming.
So is Bryce Senezak. Ryan, it's called dub sauce. It's passion fruit. That's what the flavor is. And both these drivers hitting pit road. Now, we saw last night that fresh tires was such a advantage compared to drivers that are staying out. When would you prefer, as a driver, Mike, to hit pit road? Would you be one of the first people splitting it halfway, or would you have hit pit road on lap 8 or 9 when it opened for the rest of the stage?
I think I would have been the one to split it halfway. Like I said, that's kind of what we did last night, and we got Alan Fox and Michael Thwaites coming in pit road now. But yeah, I think I'd be the one to kind of split it halfway there, AJ.
Giving it to Joe Torres. Joe Torres is going to lead a lap, gain a point. And it looks like Connor Coleman as well hitting pit road. This is where we're going to start to see everybody get spread out.
Oh, yes. But as soon as we get spread out, we got a caution coming in about 10 laps.
Yes, we do, and I just had to mute my mic for a second, or I would have screamed into it. Woof!
See, these guys are going to blend up here. I'm watching the back half of the field blend in here. It's easy, that blend line in turn 1, it kind of comes up on these guys quick, and if you're not expecting somebody to blend right up in front of you on the racetrack.
Yeah. Ooh. Joe Torres, Kyle Zimmer hitting pit road, Daniel Krim, Austin Albritton staying out on the racetrack as they are side by side going into turn number 1, as Krim is going to give way by a lot to
three wide between Vidal, Fox, and Morris here into turn number 3. Ooh, this is getting tight.
Vidal hit pit road on lap 15, Ed Morris on 17, and Alan Fox on 18.
This is basically going to be your battle for the lead once Albritton and Krim pit.
And look at Kyle Miller. He hit some strategy onto pit road. Once everything cycles out, he should very much be in that top 3, top 4.
Yeah, he got a big gain right there on green flag pit stops. Alan Fox is going for the lead here.
Well, what's going to be the lead?
Yeah, what is going to be the lead, yes.
Ed Morris had a good showing last night in the trucks. Albritton, Krim, and Irvin staying out on the racetrack.
See when those guys are going to pit here. I mean, they'll probably be able to take less fuel if they want to just take fuel only at this point.
Well, here's the other thing. Do you just take right side tires as well?
I mean, you could, yes, but I would think in this situation you would take fuel only because then you come back and get 4 tires at the stage when everybody else is going to have to take 4 tires again at the stage.
But we also saw last night, Mike, you're not going to need all 5 sets of tires, so if there is even a shot of taking that little bit of fuel, it's going to be the same amount if you just take right sides as well on top of it.
That is true. So, yeah, that's a good call there, AJ. Maybe these guys will take 2 here.
As right now, your biggest mover of the race is shared by Josh Vidal and Kyle Miller. Both plus 9 spots, as we're less than 10 laps away from the stage. But Albritton right now, currently your race leader, over a second to Daniel Krim. And here's the difference, as here comes Albritton to pit road. Here's the difference. Daniel Krim will just go this time by. There he goes, crossing the line. A 56.32. Just keep that in mind. And then we'll look at Ed Morris as he's going through turn 3 right now with Alan Fox right behind him. That 7 is bad fast right now. So a 56.32 to Ed Morris's 54.32. 2 seconds faster on new tires.
That's a pretty good size advantage right there on tires.
That's a big gap.
Oh, we got a penalty coming over race control. 49, a pass-through penalty.
Let me guess, too many boxes?
Yep.
That should put him a lap down, too.
It should. He'll be able to get the free pass at the stage, since he'll be the only one a lap down. But how about Daniel Krim still staying out here? Is he gonna try to go all 30 laps, AJ?
Well, we're gonna jump on board to see if he's clutching, because he is very much off the pace.
Knowing Krim, this would be something that he would try to do. He'd try to make it all the way to 30.
He's not clutching, but he is very, very ginger on the gas pedal.
Well, the good news for him, he's got 21 seconds back to Ed Morris and coming to 6 laps to go. So if he can just manage this gap, he may maybe.
How about that? He's just coming to the pit road now.
Yeah, let's just throw out everything that I just said. So it's okay. It's fine.
Well, at least you didn't finish what you were saying.
That's true. That is very true.
It was mid-sentence. He's coming to the pit road.
I was just like, this is just something I could see him doing, staying out here, like, rolling the dice, and then it's just like, nope.
But let's actually stay with him to see what he does, because he's going to shuffle back probably to that 12th, 13th position. You going to see tires go on that? Yeah, there goes the rights. So he's definitely at least taking right side tires, and away he goes. That's it. And he almost spins out coming out of his box. Yeah, he's back to 15th. 17. He's going to end up being like 20 seconds back from the race lead, where Ed Morris and Alan Fox under a blanket through the tunnel turn.
And this is for the stage win here. Who can get those precious points?
Again, you said precious, and all I do is hear Gollum when he's talking about the ring. And Ed Morris can play huge spoiler right now.
He could, and I think Alan Fox is like, all right, I need these points. I need this stage win, so I got to make a move here.
And there he goes, and Ed Morris gonna let him go into turn number 1. I think that has to do with a lot of respect for these playoff drivers, which we see a lot. Where if you're not in the playoffs, you don't give complete way to the playoff drivers, but you do race them a little bit differently.
Mm-hmm.
This battle is still heating up, as I don't think Ed Morris is done. I still think he might push that 73 into a possible issue, but Thwaites is also putting lap after lap together.
Yeah, Michael Thwaites is on a roll right now. He's trying to catch these boys as quick as he can.
And he's been about a tenth faster than Alan Fox. But with 3 laps to go in the stage, I don't think there's enough time for him to get to Ed Morris or Alan Fox.
And Joe Torres looking to the inside of Josh Vidal. That's for P4 here, going in on the tunnel turn. I just stacked him up right there off of the tunnel turn.
Yeah, a little bit. As here goes Kyle Miller, putting it 3 wide into 3. Or I thought he was going to.
I think he thought better of that move right there.
And look at Torres going to block the run from the 26. We are under 2 to go. Pits are closed. Daniel Krem, after hitting pit road on lap 24, has only made it back to that 15th position, getting by Austin Albritton because the 49 had to take a pass through.
And I was wrong. I thought he was going to go a lap down, but he's staying on a late lap, so.
I don't think staying out to lap 24 benefited either the 48, 47, or even the 49.
No, Ed Morris blinked in and blinked out, but see what he can do. We're on the last lap of the stage.
Yeah, final lap of the stage as they go into turn number 1. Does Ed Morris have anything left for the 73 to play spoiler for the stage?
Oh, he got a big run. Oh, almost scraped the wall off of one.
That was almost a big hit.
Michael Thwaites is like, what's going to happen here, boys? Am I in the catbird seat?
Look at the run that Morris gets through the tunnel turn.
He's going to have a real shot here going into turn 3. Can he get there?
Thwaites almost got there.
Oh, he had tried it.
And out of turn number 3, the 73 of Alan Fox is going to be your stage winner here at Pocono Raceway, a track that he said earlier today, and we kind of mentioned it in the interview for the poll, that he didn't really like this racetrack, but I don't know. He's definitely giving it hell tonight.
He is.
So good stage win for Alan Fox. In second, you have Ed Morris. Third, Michael Thwaites. Fourth, you have Joe Torres. Fifth, it's Bryce Senezak. Sixth, Josh Vidal. Kyle Miller in 7th. 8th, it's Kyle Zimmer. 9th, Gary Wells and Dennis Ansman rounding out the top 10. We should be catching the pace car this time by. Pits will be opening. Mike, it's been a very fun first 30 laps to do. 30 laps in less than a half hour, all green flag. I wonder how this is going to set up for the last 60 laps.
Well,
when are we gonna hit pit stops? Are they gonna run it backwards like a road course?
It very well could be done, but we all know one thing though. This restart right here could be the last one of the day, and the aggressiveness is gonna be up a double notch here.
I'm also really curious to see how long that 48 is going to stay on pit road, because these caution laps are over 2 minutes long. That's a long time to fix damage.
Which I think he should be able to get all his stuff fixed here on this caution.
Something come over the radio.
Yeah, it's kind of funny. They're talking about the good old netcode joke. But here we go, pit stops. Who's gonna get a clean pit stop? Who's gonna be the first one off pit road? And see what happens here.
After pit stops, we'll talk to that 73 of Alan Fox for winning the stage. Everybody's on pit road. 4 tires, fuel, and for some of them, repairing some damage. See if anybody's gonna have any issues getting into their box. So far, it looks all good. As I say that, the 48 has to back up. So does the 25.
Yeah, 25 missed his pits box. Oh, we got Joe Torres. Is he gonna gain some spots?
Good job, Joe Torres. Mike, I will give it to you for our stage winner. Take it away. All yours.
Alan Fox, is Mike and AJ in the booth once again. How you doing?
I missed you guys. What's up?
Man, we'll just call you our third in-race reporter, broadcast partner tonight, man. Talk to me about your stage overall and how your car is feeling and what your thought process is for the second half of this race.
My thought process is try to keep this thing out front, because you get behind somebody in that dirty air and it drives like crap. It took me, I don't know, probably like 10 laps to get around out there. And yeah, just clean air seems like it's definitely going to make a huge difference track position.
Now, with that dirty air in play, you feel like it's going to be hard to pass? Because I was noticing last night in the Truck Series race, dirty air made it very hard to pass.
Yeah, you're definitely going to have to get a run like I did on Ed there. One of those times, I think it was coming down the front, and I've been a little bit better than him in one, so I was able to dive in there. But he was blowing me away, usually in the tunnel turn, so if that keeps up, it'll be an interesting combination to see what corners put together for the best part of the race.
Well, you're off to a great start here so far through 32 laps tonight. Hopefully it can keep up for you, and maybe we'll get to talk to you once again afterwards.
I hope AJ didn't pick me or anything like that. I feel like anytime I've been picked, I never get to talk to you guys again after the stage.
I will mention that none of us did pick you tonight, so you're safe.
Here we go. Let's have fun.
Can I make an amendment to my my pick? I'm kidding.
You gonna make it now?
No.
Just put me back out of the channel before you make the amendment. I don't want to hear it.
All right. Good luck, Alan.
Thanks, guys.
All right. That was Alan Fox.
He should have done that, and he would have been like, "Oh heck no!" and just like dropped himself.
Jeffrey, you get into this series. The Xfinity cars are fun to drive, but you get into the series by messaging Ed Morris on either Facebook, Discord, or on iRacing. It's under the XMS RICMOTECH Xfinity series.
You
And,
probably go through the website too.
you know, Joe, you the real MVP on that one. Great job, pal. Thank you very much. As this Ranger game is giving me a heart attack.
And AJ, we had some cloud cover for the first time today over the entire speedway, and it's gonna be some.
It's getting dark.
It is getting dark.
I mean, not like Talladega
Don't give me
Tuesday.
PTSD. Please don't give me PTSD, please. Thank you very much for that.
The track temp is at 78 degrees. It's very nice in the stands for everybody at a cool 65 degrees. A little bit humid out there. 20 degrees of wind. That's going to mess with the cars. And green flag back in the air. Stage 2 is underway.
And Paul Irvin just joined the back of the field as they took the green flag. So he looks like he's got a brand new race car in that back end. But here we go. How aggressive will these guys be here?
It definitely hurt for that first stage, but with that 48 looking as good as it does right now, with his driving ability, I wouldn't be surprised if that's a top 5 or low top 10 car. Right in front of him, you see Connor Coleman, Austin Albritton side by side as everybody in front of them basically going single file. We did see Daniel Krim and Nate Arlowski side by side going through the turn 3 right now as they get that squared away. Oh, wow. Ansman smacks the wall, opening up the door for Gary Wells down into turn number 1.
We got a penalty, AJ. 57 on the restart. Restart violation. Black flag for the 57. Changing lanes.
And there he goes before he crosses the start finish line, goes to that outside. You could also say the same thing for the 49.
Yeah, I'm surprised the 49 wasn't black flagged either.
Let's see. Like we are seeing the same thing here.
Yes, I did. I saw the same thing you did, but 57 was the only one black flagged as of now from race control.
Yeah, I don't know if they're watching. But yeah, they both go up to that outside.
Very interesting.
Let's head back to real time as the sun has, well, come out for a half a second.
These boys are single filed out. And it looks like they're all getting in line. It looks like we're going to be set in for a long green flag run ahead of us.
As Wasserman is on pit road, and he is stopped in his box.
Wow.
I thought those were just pass-through. Oh, he's taking
service. That's interesting, taking service.
As this is a crazy battle we have for the lead right now. The 73 of Alan Fox. The 29 of Joe Torres to the inside. And that 7 of Ed Morris were nowhere to go.
Well, Ed's going to decide to push Alan Fox. Oh. There we go, AJ. 49 pass-through penalty. And Brian Wasserman has manually disconnected. He's done for the night. But AJ, you called it.
Makes me wonder if they're watching the broadcast.
Who knows? They may be doing that. But Brian Wasserman is out for tonight, so he's the only one out of the race.
Well, with one of the race control guys, I 100% think he's watching the broadcast. I just have to go check who was up there. But Alan Fox, do you think he gets to that lead he had during the first stage? I'm not talking about how it ended. I'm talking about that 2-second lead he had over second and third place. Because I think a lot of these drivers have learned, used that first stage to gather more data, and Ed Morris, Bryce Senezak, and even Michael Thwaites and Joe Torres are going to be breathing down Alan Fox's neck all race long, as it looked like Albritton is... because it said he jumped the pit road as well, so looked like he hit pit road and just sent it to the box.
No. We'll see if he stays in the race. If not, he's still sitting there right now because he had that black flag, but we'll see if he goes back out or essentially his night will be over as well.
Which a pass-through we've seen doesn't end your night at all. I think Albritton, didn't he get black flagged in the first stage? Oh.
He did.
2 black flags, does that equal up to anything, or is since they're 2 different black flags?
I think since they're 2 different black flags, they don't add up to anything.
Okay. I was just trying to confirm with a driver that probably knows the rulebook slightly more than I do, as here comes Ed Morris looking through turn 3 at the point.
Ed Morris is really trying to play playoff spoiler tonight, I'll tell you that much.
Well, wouldn't you want to?
Granted,
the 73 is his teammate, but...
It's just him and Orlowski, basically, the only 2 out there guys that are not playoff guys. The rest of the field's playoff guys.
As we are all single file through the field.
We're tightening up a little bit here. It's a lot not as spread out as we once were.
We'll wait till we get to pit stops, pal. Pit stops will change everything. And we also saw with the first stage, staying out didn't help. It hurt Daniel Krim. Hitting pit road with 6 laps to go. Was only able to make back 1 position. I think he finished the stage in 14th.
I think he was like 16th or 17th.
As you said, they're getting all bunched up. Senezak pulling right to the back bumper of Morris, and Thwaites getting to the back bumper of him. Well, you're watching All-Star 15 TV's broadcast of the XMS RICMOTECH Xfinity Series, race number 1 in the round of 12. We will be right back, but you're not going to miss a thing when we go side by side.
From Mordor to Hogwarts to Gotham, the nerds have come together to create a show for nerds by nerds. Join nerds doing nerd things as they talk about all things nerdy. Stay up to date on the show by liking the Nerds Doing Nerd Things Facebook page.
The search is over. The most comprehensive oval scoring solution is here. Featuring oval playoffs, adjust drivers per round, custom number of rounds, custom playoff points, provisionals, optional win and you're in, custom playoff displays, rookie championships, optional minimum participation, and load those results in seconds. Visit extremescoring.info today.
RICMOTECH high-performance sim racing equipment. There's only one place to go, RICMOTECH.com.
Racing isn't easy, but experiencing it is. iRacing puts you in the driver's seat with the industry's leading sim racing game. Drive on laser scan replicas of the greatest racing circuits from around the world. Go head-to-head against other drivers chosen by skill-based matchmaking to ensure competitive racing at every level. Compete across all your favorite series. In officially licensed cars, engineered to deliver the most accurate driving experience possible. Join a race or host your own with players from across the globe. Race against the computer or in a league with friends. Feel the thrill behind the wheel. Visit iRacing.com.
And we are back, everybody. Thank you for tuning in. Hit that like button, subscribe, follow. We're on Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, and TikTok. As we have a battle now for third place as the 12 of Thwaites underneath the 09 of Bryce Senezak. Mike, how has this race kind of compared to what we saw last night?
Well, AJ, so far, looking kind of similar to last night. As we heard from Alan Fox, dirty air playing a big factor. Guys saying hard to pass. But yeah, it looks like we're getting a little bit more aggressive than we saw last night up front with these group of 6, 7, 8 cars right here. So should be setting ourselves up for a pretty good finish here.
And we are probably about 10 laps away, if that. Actually, not even. Probably about 5 or 6 laps away from pit stops for the first time in the final stage. Ooh! As Morris almost smacks the wall.
And Thwaites is going to get past Senezak for third. Now Joe Torres is going to look for fourth. Everybody's trying to get what they can get before pit stops. And you want to stay as close as you can to the leaders when you pit, too.
As we have another group forming, Daniel Krim's leading this pack. He's got him, Orlowski, Coleman, Zimmer, and Paul Irvin. But that front pack is just pulling away right now.
It seems like Krim has not been able to rebound since he stayed out all the way to lap 24 in that first stage there, AJ.
Yeah, which is weird because he had a very strong car in that first stage. It's just once he got back into traffic, just not working well for him. As Torres all over the back bumper of the 09 of Senezak going into turn number 1. That's going to bottleneck the 5 and the 26. And we got to stay with that 5 and 26. They have a lot of history through the season.
Yeah, pretty sure somebody got sent into the crowd at Las Vegas at one time. That was exciting. That was wild.
Yeah, so far, it's been very nice and cordial between the two of them, but you know what they say about drivers that might not like each other all that well? They always seem to find each other.
That is true, AJ. That is a true saying.
But Ed Morris leading the field. Alan Fox in second. Third, Michael Thwaites. Bryce Senizak in 4th, 5th, Joe Torres, Kyle Miller in 6th, 7th, Josh Vidal, 8th, Dennis Ansman, 9th, Gary Wells, Daniel Krim in 10th, Nate Orlowski in 11th, Connor Coleman in 12th, 13th, wow, Kyle Zimmer, and Paul Irvin in 14th. 2 retirements from the race, Austin Albritton on lap 38, and on lap 36, you have Brian Wasserman. But so far, your biggest mover of the race is that number 5 of Kyle Miller. He's plus 10 spots from the start of this race, starting in 16th, currently up to 6th. But a little bit of a break from that first group is that 27 of Gary Wells falling back towards that Daniel Krim pack, as we're going to jump on board with that 27. See if there's any sort of saving going on here, because the last couple laps he is very much falling backwards.
He's in that spot like I was in last lap, no man's land. You're not far enough up to the pack to keep a little bit of a draft, and the pack behind you is not close enough to you yet to catch your draft. And here we go. We got pit stops coming. Alan Fox is coming in. Bryce Senzak's coming in.
Oh, and so's the 26 of Josh Vidal. Honestly, I thought somebody was going sideways. That was almost sketchy. Daniel Krim and Nate Orlowski both hit pit road. I think the 47 learned from his pit stop in the first stage. Don't wait to pit.
Mm-hmm. See when the next group of guys are gonna pit here.
It's got to be soon. Within the next 2 or 3 laps. I think we're going to have some takers coming to pit road here. The 7 of Morris and the 12 of Thwaites. As Joe Torres is going to take over the race lead.
And see how all these guys are going to cycle out after pit stops. If anybody is going to do good on the undercut, or people are going to do good on the overcut. If I'm Torres and Miller, I don't stay out more than a couple more laps.
No, I don't.
Giving up too much time.
I think you're 100% right with that. We saw it bite 2 or 3 drivers in the first stage. And here comes the 29. And that's going to give Kyle Miller the lead. And he's going to get that point. Very valuable point. Dennis Ansman, Joe Torres, and Connor Coleman all hitting pit road. This will set people to pit right around that lap 75, 80-ish mark.
That first group is going to clear Torres and Ansman by a mile, so I got a little bit of work to do with those boys right there.
Yeah, Ed Morris to Joe Torres is about 3.5 seconds. And that's just one lap.
Mm-hmm. And Kyle Miller's on pit road, Zimmer's on pit road, Gary Wells staying out to lead a lap. So it's just him and Paul Irvin, your last 2 guys get to pit. And if I'm those 2, I'd be coming next time around.
You know, it's it's great that they get the point for lead in the lap, but they're going to be dropped all the way back to 14th. And they're going to be fighting the whole way, rest of the way through the field. As now Kyle Miller and Kyle Zimmer both leaving pit road. As Ed Morris, fastest lap of the race, a 53.92.
He's booking it all right.
What was that, Mike? I'm sorry?
I said he's booking it all right. As Gary
Yeah,
Wells
he
is
is.
on pit road, but Paul Irvin's going to stay out and lead a lap. All right, Paul. You going to stay out longer or you going to pit?
I think he just wants that point. He's had nothing but struggle here tonight at Pocono Raceway. At least getting an extra bonus point to kind of null and void everybody else's bonus point.
I mean, you know what he could do? He could roll a dice and go as far out as he can. I mean, he's got 25-second lead, so just try to catch some sort of a caution or something, but you know,
That's going to be tough because we've been green so far all evening long, and since we might not even have a caution this evening, and here comes the 48 down the pit road. Elite Entertainment, thank you guys for being our caution sponsor here on the channel. Appreciate you guys. Just in case we don't get a caution, want to say thank you to Elite Entertainment.
we're gonna say all this stuff, and then about 20 laps from now, we're gonna get caution, and we're gonna be like, "Well, jinxed it ourselves."
Just a tad. But Mike, now that pit stops are over, Ed Morris with almost a second lead over Alan Fox, then another half a second back to Senezak and Thwaites, and then after Thwaites, almost another second back to Josh Vidal. Like I said, Paul Irvin back to that 14th position. He's got Connor Coleman in the wall coming out of turn 1.
Can you just imagine what the points are going to be like next week if none of the playoff guys win going into an elimination race with Ed? That's going to be crazy.
Yeah, I can't wait to see what the points are going to look like leaving tonight. Senezak is still going to be good. Alan Fox is still going to be pretty good. But right around that cut line, well, let's bring it back up so everybody at home can kind of get a view of it again. Right around that cut line, Kyle Zimmer, Gary Wells, Connor Coleman, Kyle Miller, Josh Vidal, and Dennis Ansman all around that cut line. It's tight. It's just looking at Josh Vidal. He's running 5th. Then you have Kyle Miller, who is in 7th. 2 points above the cut line. He's running 8th. So we're going to have a little bit of shakeup going into next week's race at Iowa. And right now, with Ed Morris leading, nobody gets automatically advanced to the next round if Ed Morris wins tonight's race.
And Ed's looking like he's got the most dominant car right now through the second half of this second half of this race, because he's cleared Alan Fox by a mile.
Yeah, I'm curious if that 73 is possibly just biding his time. We've seen Alan be very, very relaxed, calm, lets drivers do whatever they want, and then he comes back and picks up the pieces. As we're on board the roof cam of Alan Fox. Michael Thwaites now closing in on that second position. And we are completely spread out here at Pocono Raceway. You can see the track map in the top right corner of the screen. Just looking at the gap between Ed Morris and Fox, it's grown about a tenth a lap here. But Thwaites is trying to make the pass in turn 3.
He is. He's looking to the inside. A battle for second here off the corner.
Now, if I was Thwaites, I would have gotten away.
He's hanging there. He's going to hang there tough.
Does the 73 give it to him? And it looks like Fox is going to give way. Also going to open up the door for Senezak. But a little bit further back, Kyle Zimmer, Gary Wells, and Nate Orlowski all under a blanket back here.
You got Krim right in front of them, too.
All 3 of those drivers are playoff drivers.
Oh, Zimmer got punted. Oh, what a save. Oh, no.
It's not done.
Oh, no.
And they're both still going
goodness.
They're still going the right way.
Oh, playoff implications on the tunnel turn.
And because it wasn't a wreck, it's not going to populate, but let's take a look and see what happened. Does Gary Wells get in a little too hot? Yeah, a little bit.
Well, I think Zimmer had to check out for Krim going in there, and then that's oh my goodness.
Yeah, I don't think the 25 had any sort of control after the shot.
Yeah.
We'll jump on board with the 25 here. Get a look at it.
That's gonna
You'll hear him check up so he doesn't pop Daniel Krim in front of him, and and Zimmer was trying.
That's going to put both of those guys in must-win situations probably next week at Iowa.
Yes, very much so. As they are both going to be on pit road for a while.
Well, Gary is out for the race. That's heartbreaking right there.
It's unfortunate, but that's clear a racing incident between the two of them.
Oh yeah.
You had the 25 check up so he didn't run over the 47. Gary probably just running the exact same thing he's been doing every single lap, and just gets into the back of the 25, and the 25 just, I don't want to say can't hold it, but with that kind of extra speed, it's kind of difficult to make it through the tunnel turn. But up front, Ed Morris now starting to fall back just a little bit. 2.5 tenths slower than Michael Thwaites in second, but now the battle is for that third spot. Alan Fox is about to drop back into that hornet's nest. The 09 is there, the 26 and the 29. As you see Vidal looking to the outside of turn 3, looking for that run, and he might have it.
He's got a really strong run off that corner. And we did lose Kyle Zimmer tonight too, so another driver out of tonight's race.
Yeah, we started with 16. We are down to 12. Are we 3 wide about to go into the tunnel turn?
Oh, yes, we are.
And 2 of them thought better of it.
I think Senzak saw that happen and was like, not right now.
If Vidal said, nope. Keeping it in the gas. A great battle for that third position because they keep battling behind Alan Fox, and none of them can really get to his back bumper. But if anybody's gonna give it a shot, it might be the 26 of Vidal. But here comes Torres. Torres with a really good one.
Yeah, this is a really good battle here for 3, 4, 5, 6 right here. Oh, there was almost contact right there.
I thought there was contact. Holy cow. As Torres is going to get away, and now he's going to set his sights on the 73. Using the gyro cam on board of the 29 of Joe Torres, heading down the front straightaway.
We are getting ever closer to final pit stops of the evening.
Yeah, we are under 25 to go already. Now, Mike, last night, trucks completely different than these Xfinity cars. How much of the draft did you feel in those trucks coming down these long straightaways?
Especially the one down the front straightaway going to turn 1. Oh boy, you got some giddy up on those suckers. I was hitting the rev limiter going into 1 a couple times.
And there it goes. Torres in 3 to the inside of Alan Fox.
Oh, not so fast, AJ.
No, that Fox with a really good run coming off the turn. We've seen in turn 3 that if you run the middle to the outside, you can get a really nice run down the front stretch, setting yourself up really nicely. And he's still running pretty good on the outside of 1.
Yeah, these guys are in a heated battle right here. They know that every point matters. We gotta watch out for this too. Michael Thwaites is starting to catch Ed Morris too.
Yeah, that battle is just above a half a second. As we're on 24 laps to go.
Alan Fox is about to lose another. Oh, I think Alan Fox is coming into pit road. Is he coming into pit road? Yes, he is. Here we go. Final round of green flag stops.
And he'll be right in the window. If we get any green-white checkered attempt, he's going to have to pit again. But Ed Morris doing a really good job tonight playing spoiler, but that 12, just like last night, very strong at the end of these fuel runs.
Is Michael Thwaites going to learn something from last night that's going to help him apply to the finish of this one? That is the question.
I think you've already seen it. If everything goes as planned, if he pits within the next 1 to 2 laps, he should be either in second or the leader by the end of the race, because the way he's caught Ed Morris over the last 10 laps has been absolutely insane, as he's 2.5 tenths faster that lap. Down to 4 tenths. Through the tunnel turn. And something I've really noticed, not just with the 12, but the 09, the 73, is they are very, very early braking into these turns and just coming out with a full head of steam, as I think we're hitting the 12 to pit road here.
Yeah, he's going to be the first one out of the leaders here to jump out.
What is it? Go in like a butterfly, come out like a lion when it comes to the how people are attacking the turns.
Float like a butterfly, sting like a bee.
Yeah, still. Yeah. But Ed Boris, uncontested for that front spot with a 4-second lead over Joe Torres. Pit stops have started. Alan Fox was the first one on pit road. Let's see where this is going to end up with Michael Thwaites to where Alan Fox is coming down the front stretch. Let's see the difference. Holy cow. By almost 2 full tenths, Alan Fox takes the fastest lap. As Thwaites still comes out front. Wow, I wasn't expecting that with how much we've seen with the undercuts being better. But Senizak, Miller, and
Krim is on pit road. Coleman's on pit road. Hansman's on pit road. Looks like a back half of the top 10's on pit road.
Yeah, the cavalry has hit pit road. Senizak, Miller, Irvin, and Orlowski staying on the racetrack. They have to be hitting pit road for the final stop soon.
And
Looks
Michael
like
Thwaites,
Senizak, Miller. Let's see if the 48's going to come down pit road. He's going to stay out another lap.
Michael Thwaites passed Ed Morris coming off the blend line and off of turn 1. So Michael Thwaites right now, if everything settles out once Orlowski and Irvin pit, is going to be your leader.
Man, let's see if a lap of fresher tires is going to help that 7 any. We have Paul Irvin and Nate Orlowski yet to pit as Nate's in the wall coming out of turn 1. With 19 laps to go here at Pocono Raceway, the first race of the playoffs for the XMS RICMOTECH Xfinity Series. If I was Paul Irvin, and he's run every stint long, he is begging for a caution right now. As I say that, he's hitting pit road, and never mind on that. Same thing with Nate Orlowski, which is going to give the lead back to Michael Thwaites. And down the front stretch, there's the difference between first, second, and third. Kyle Miller in 4th. In 5th, Joe Torres. Josh Vidal in 6th. Bryce Senizak in 7th. 8th, it's going to be Dennis Ansman. Right now, Paul Irvin coming back on the racetrack is 9th. Nate Orlowski coming back to the racetrack. He's going to end up in 11th. Daniel Krim's going to take 10th. And Connor Coleman is going to be in that 12th position. You're watching All-Star 15 TV's broadcast of the XMS RICMOTECH Xfinity Series. Race number 1 in the round of 12. We will be right back, but we're going side by side.
From Mordor to Hogwarts to Gotham, the nerds have come together to create a show for nerds by nerds. Join nerds doing nerd things as they talk about all things nerdy. Stay up to date on the show by liking the Nerds Doing Nerd Things Facebook page.
The search is over. The most comprehensive oval scoring solution is here. Featuring oval playoffs, adjust drivers per round, custom number of rounds, custom playoff points, provisionals, optional win and you're in, custom playoff displays, rookie championships, optional minimum participation, and load those results in seconds. Visit extremescoring.info today.
RICMOTECH high-performance sim racing equipment. There's only one place to go. RICMOTECH.com.
Racing isn't easy, but experiencing it is. iRacing puts you in the driver's seat with the industry's leading sim racing game. Drive on laser scan replicas of the greatest racing circuits from around the world. Go head-to-head against other drivers chosen by skill-based matchmaking to ensure competitive racing at every level. Compete across all your favorite series. In officially licensed cars, engineered to deliver the most accurate driving experience possible. Join a race or host your own with players from across the globe. Race against the computer or in a league with friends. Feel the thrill behind the wheel. Visit iRacing.com.
And we are back, everybody. I don't know if you missed it on the side-by-side, but Michael Thwaites is taking the lead, and Ed Morris is trying to take it back.
He is, AJ. They are side-by-side, and Thwaites is up the hill.
He is way out of the groove. And we're going to have a battle down towards the tunnel turn. Thwaites is going to take it once again.
Ooh, a little bit of contact there. He's going to kind of loosen him up.
Something's got to give here. What that is, not a clue.
And Ed's going to take it back. He's going to slide up in front of him. Here comes crossover again off the corner. Oh, no. Ed's going to shut it off this time. Ooh. What would you do for a win? Would you be able to get locked in? Do you want to play playoff spoiler? What do you do? What does it take?
I'd wreck my mom.
If you're Tony Stewart, you'd wreck your mom for championship. Oh, contact.
Once again, jumping through the wall. Or through the ceiling because of Mr. Mike Campigio.
I didn't even think that was that loud, okay?
I have you turned up, so it's kind of my fault.
Okay, then that's fair. And then Morris is going to take it back right there, AJ. What a battle
They
here.
are bunny hopping like the modifieds at New Hampshire. Had to throw that in there.
Is that a good thing or a bad thing?
That's an awesome thing. It's like their Daytona. But so far, this has been absolutely amazing between these two guys. And I think we're starting to see some of the separation here. I'm going to drop it a little bit further back as Kyle Miller and the 73 of Alan Fox. And here comes Joe Torres in the 29. There's another crazy battle as Kyle Miller moving into that third position.
And we're side by side up here for the lead again. We got battles all over the place here.
There it is, coming off of turn 3.
10 to go. It's anybody's race here between these two. I got 10 laps to settle it between themselves.
Getting a little cloudy again, it looks like.
Track temperature maybe changing just a tiny bit.
And even with them going back and forth, they are still pulling away from the drivers in third, fourth, and fifth.
And Joe Torres is coming on Kyle Miller for third.
Yeah, Joe Torres has been fast all night long. Kyle Miller, if he loses one, I think all the way up to like 3 or 4 positions, he will still get your hard charger of the evening.
And Thwaites is closing back in again. This is where we need the split screen right here.
Yeah, right. Wish I had that kind of money, pal. Down into turn 3, you see the 7 not on that yellow line, but he should have a really nice run coming off of turn 3 as Thwaites stays in the gas the whole way, closing that gap to 3.5 tenths.
I think if Thwaites gets close to Ed Morris here and coming to like the last lap or so, I'm doubting we're gonna. I think we will see a little bump and run, especially lock yourself in. Catching him is one thing, passing him is another.
This is still the closest battle we have on the racetrack. Coming to 7 laps to go.
And I think Thwaites' tires are starting to eat out underneath him too.
And Ed Morris has that 1 lap extra.
Bryce Senzak around Alan Fox for 4th. Looks like Miller and Torres are a little bit closer for 3rd.
That's 73 after being on the pole, getting stage, has really hit a wall and is starting to fall backwards in the running order.
It's like ever since the track temperature got maybe a little bit cooler or something, that machine struggled a little bit here in the second half of this race.
Joe Torres can have a really good run out of turn 3. Down the 2 tenths going into turn 1. Miller's gonna stay mid.
Oh, Torres is gonna get a big run here.
Yeah, I think the 5 is as well. We've seen that outside lane be really strong out of turn 1.
And Josh Vidal passes 73 behind this as we're watching this on screen. Alan Fox lost another position. I think Torres is a little bit faster.
Yeah, but getting to somebody is completely different than passing somebody.
We're coming down to 5 laps to go. Ooh, he's got a big run now. Oh, watch it. Oh, he's all over him here. When does he make his move? He's going to make it now.
Thought we were going to have some contact into turn 1. Hasn't cleared the 5. The 5's going to have a rubber band run on the outside.
We're going to be side drafting here. Side drafting all the way down into the tunnel turn. This is going to get tight.
Nobody's lifting.
No, still side by side. He can't. Joe. Oh, he's gonna. Oh, wow, what a move by Torres.
Wow, Joe Torres clears the 5 right after the tunnel turn, and now is gonna start to try to set sail.
Four laps to go.
Four to go. Ed Morris, your race leader by 7/10 over Michael Thwaites. Third, Joe Torres. Fourth, Kyle Miller. Bryce Senezek in 5th. I don't think we're done talking about this Torres and Miller battle. The 5
Miller
just got through that tunnel turn really well.
He did. He's going to have a big run here off the corner. See if he can do anything here in turn number 3.
Just look at the close rate. Running just a little bit higher through 3. Kind of like almost exactly what Torres did. A couple laps to go to try to catch Miller. Waits is down to a half a second now.
He may have been trying to cool his tires off for one last shot at him.
We had the same exact scenario last night. Almost playing out the exact same way.
When these guys come around here off turn number 3, they're going to see dual popsicle sticks up in the air. 2 laps to go.
Down to 4.5 tenths separating both drivers as they cross the start-finish line.
Have to see. I just don't see it from Thwaites unless he gets a really good corner and Ed Morris struggles. It's going to be very hard.
And Ed Morris has not struggled at all tonight. He has probably been the most consistent Xfinity car we've had on the racetrack.
Yeah, Thwaites had a
out
better
of the
tunnel
stage.
turn. He had a better tunnel turn that time. So as we enter turn number 3, we are going to come around to see that white flag sponsored by
The Wrestling with Nerds podcast. That gap has gone up to just about a half a second. 3 more turns for Ed Morris.
I think Thwaites' best chance is the tunnel turn. He's got to have a good turn 1 to have a shot in the tunnel turn.
3.5 tenths. 3 tenths.
Yeah, ooh, he's got a big run here. This is it. It's got to be in the tunnel turn. Will we see the bump and run if he can get to him?
We're down to 2 tenths. Blew the tunnel turn.
Yeah, he's going to have one last shot if he really sends it here.
I think he's too far away.
Yeah, he's too far away.
And through turn number 3, playing spoiler tonight from Pocono Raceway, it's Ed Morris coming home with the win. that second position, Michael Thwaites. Third goes to Joe Torres. Kyle Miller in fourth. Bryce Senezak in fifth. Sixth, Josh Fadal. Seventh, Alan Fox. Paul Irvin in eighth. Ninth, you have Dennis Ansman. 10th, Nate Orlowski. Connor Coleman in 11th, and Daniel Krim coming home in that 12th position. All 12 drivers that finished tonight's race did finish on the lead lap.
How about that? A non-playoff guy kicking off the playoffs with the win.
If I was Ed Morris, I'd be over the moon right now as he is burning it down on the front stretch. Mike, what a great race. Great job to all the competitors, all the drivers. Only one caution, and that was for the stage. A very clean Pocono race. And it was very fun to watch. I had no clue when this race started who was going to win. I had no clue how this was going to go. I thought Thwaites was going to be the best car down the stretch, but Ed Morris staying consistent throughout this whole final run really put him in winner's circle, honestly.
Yeah, he did.
Let's see, do we have our drivers in the waiting room yet?
No, Ed's in there, so is Thwaites, and looks like Gio Torres is in there. So, well, you want to take the top two and I take third?
Sure.
All right, let's do that. Let me know when you're ready for Joe, and I will drag him in here.
All right, take it away, pal. Go grab third place for you.
Joe Torres, it is AJ and Mike in the booth. You got us.
Yes, sir, I do.
Well, what a great race from you tonight. P3 is your finish. Talk to me about your race overall and how it played out for you.
The race was pretty well. It wasn't too bad. I wish I had a little bit more pace, like with the other primetime guys, but overall the race was phenomenal. I enjoyed it, and I just played survival mode and tried to save as much right front tire as possible. But man, it was very hard to catch those guys. I did everything I could to try to catch them, but I enjoyed the battle with Kyle and Fox and Zenzak. It was a great battle between us for the entire race, and congrats again to Ed for that win.
Well, you came in here at a good standings for the first race of the playoffs. You're going to go to Iowa next week. It's a cutoff race. Give me your thoughts after tonight's P3 finish and how you think the points will shake out going into Iowa next week.
Honestly, I think the points. I'll have to look at the points in a little bit to see where everyone's at. But if there's going to be some, I think there's a possibility Miller could jump into the round of 8, and then I feel so bad for Kyle and Gary that they both wrecked and probably are now below the cut line. I believe they're must-win territory now, if I'm correct.
It is probably going to be looking like that for those two.
But overall, I think I believe what we have as the top 8 will be probably the top 8 going into the next round, into the round of 8.
And what do you think about Iowa overall for next week for the racing?
The racing's going to be crazy. Everyone's going to be using the bottom, middle, and top. There's going to be a lot of multi-groove racing and a lot of there's going to be a lot of possible contact off the exits of turn 2 and turn 4 because I was known to have the top lane being the fastest lane around. Then you have the bottom early on in the race, and then mid part of the run, you run the middle, and it's just everyone's going to start colliding off the corners, and there's going to be a lot of incidents hopefully it'll be more counted as racing incidents because of we're gonna start pounding each other literally out of the exits, trying to hold off somebody or try to side draft somebody.
That's the good about short track racing there, Joe. It's gets get aggressive at times. But before we let you get out of here to celebrate the P3 finish, are there any sponsors you'd like to plug?
I'll plug in all the sponsors, Spada, and then XMS RICMOTECH for doing an amazing series. All Star TV, like you guys are doing a great job with the broadcasting in Xfinity and trucks. Good job, AJ. I want to also thank everyone, everyone, JTI, the Bass Pro, Track Boats, Jimmy John's, all the sponsors on the car, and Honora, and everyone, all my friends and family who are watching this race. Hopefully they enjoyed the show.
Well, Joe, congratulations again on the podium finish for P3, and we will hopefully talk to you maybe next week at Iowa post race.
Yes, and hopefully it's not like, just short track racing.
That's good.
Oh, thank you. I'll try. You guys have a good one.
Thank you.
All right, let's get Michael Thwaite up here for P2. Michael Thwaite, AJ and Mike in the broadcast booth as I completely changed rooms for a half a second here.
I saw that. You did change rooms.
How you doing, pal? Great run. Kind of same show, 2 different nights. Thought you were going to get there. But overall, another good showing for the 12 in the playoffs. But we go to Iowa next week. So talk about tonight's race and what to expect from the 12 next week at Iowa.
Well, yeah, I can't believe Ed just came in here and just stole that win away from me like that. That's crazy.
Mollywopped.
Yeah. But no, it was a good race. The car felt great. Through all the corners. Kind of like last night too. Just Ed was a little bit better there on that last run. I don't know what I could have done better to hold him off, but he was just much better on that last run. As far as next week, I don't know. We'll see, because these cars are just weird. I don't know. They're just very strange the way the setups are. So we'll see. Iowa can be very bumpy in 1 and 2 also. So it did not like the bumps in 1 in this track. So it's going to be interesting.
Yeah, dude. Overall, a great points night for you in both the stage and at the end of the race. You know, you have a little bit more of a cushion going into Iowa. Are you still going to attack it the same, or are you starting to plan an attack for the round of 8?
Oh, no, definitely going to hit it as hard as I could. Try to capitalize on all the points I can and everything, especially stage points. Yeah, definitely going to still just go after it like I need to, win it in a sense.
All right, brother. Well, before we let you go and enjoy the P2, I know it's kind of bittersweet with the last 2 nights, but sponsors, you want to plug them?
Yeah, RICMOTECH, of course. Prime Time, all my teammates. What you guys do in the booth, appreciate that. You guys do a great job. And Ed for what he does with the league, even though he just stole his win away from me, but it's all right.
I feel like that's going to be over his head quite a bit.
Nah, but congrats to him too. So, yeah.
All right, Michael. Well, thanks for coming and talking with us, pal, and we'll see you at Iowa next week.
Thank you. Have a good night, guys.
All right, let's get our race winner up here. The driver of the number 7, Ed Morris. Mollywop in the field late in the race, coming in, playing spoiler. Dude, way to piss the whole lobby off that you just took a win away from a playoff guy.
Oh, I know it, man. I had my teammates down there. Congratulations, and all kinds of names I don't want to say on the air, but yeah, it was this opportunity that I had tonight to be able to come out and race, and I took advantage of it. So, and tried to use what I learned last night in the truck, and I was able to apply some of it. But this the Xfinity car definitely drives a lot different, and the feel was a lot different. So, but yeah, I mean, we made the most of it, and I couldn't get the win last night, but hey, was able to get it tonight. So.
Dude, it was a great showing for you all race long. How did that car feel? Because it looked like you could put that 7 anywhere and it would run well.
This thing was a dump truck.
Oh, well,
it was a quick dump truck. It was very meticulous, on the corners. If you didn't get your entry right, you were plowing to the wall. So it was a tough car to drive, and you had to drive it right to get any speed out of it. But yeah, it was a souped up dump truck, if that makes any sense.
It does. I know exactly what you mean. But we're looking ahead. I don't know if you plan on racing at Iowa next week in the Xfinity cars, but if you do, maybe play spoiler again next week.
I can't take all the fun away from these guys. I don't know. We'll see. Maybe I might be able to make it next week. I'm not sure. We'll have to see. Gotta leave, make it a surprise anyways, right?
Yeah. Let everybody else think that they got it made in last second right before we go to qualifying. You know what? I'm here too. But Ed, thanks for coming and talking with us, pal. Congratulations on the win. And maybe we'll talk to you at Iowa next week, whether it's in the trucks or the Xfinity race.
I appreciate it, man.
All right, Ed Morris, great job with the win. Mike, take us home, my friend.
Well, AJ, that was a very entertaining, strategic Pocono race. Saw some guys having some trouble that's going to cause some playoff implications with a must-win next week for a few of those guys, but Ed Morris coming in here and kicking butt and taking a playoff win away from the rest of the playoff drivers. But after tonight, I'm looking forward to getting to Iowa and doing something a lot different than Pocono, going to a lot shorter racetrack. Should be very entertaining next week, AJ, so I'm looking forward to getting out there and having some fun next week.
Yeah, I'm excited for it. I always like going to Iowa. But everybody, thank you for tuning in to the XMS RICMOTECH Xfinity Series from Pocono Raceway. Congratulations to Ed Morris, Michael Thwaites, and Joe Torres. We'll catch you next week right here. Same bat time, same bat place. Take care, everybody.
RICMOTECH, high-performance sim racing equipment. There's only one place to go, RICMOTECH.com.